So welcome everybody on the Webswing's webinar. It's going to be about 25.2 release, and the big news is we are supporting Oracle Forms as well. So as we are supporting Java Swing, Java FX, SWT, applets, NetBeans, and so on, all the Java GUI. So Oracle Forms is a new thing we support. Let me introduce my colleagues. Victor is the CEO and the founder of Webswing. He's with Webswing since 2012. He developed Webswing as a hobby project, and then it became later a company that is providing technology used today by hundreds of corporates around the globe. Branislav is the senior developer, very, very senior developer. He is the brain behind the Oracle Forms integration. He's involved in every major update of WebSwing technology. So let me thanks both gentlemen for joining us. They will be leading the presentation. And myself, I'm responsible for sales and business and all this boring stuff around. So I will now hand over the word to Victor.
Thank you, Geir, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. I see many familiar faces or familiar names in the attendees list. So welcome, everyone. So as Igor mentioned, today we will have a look at the new features in our latest release 25.2. And then Branislav will walk you through Oracle Forms support with a short demo. Then we will have a look at what we are working on currently for the next release. And we encourage you to leave questions if you have any in the questions tab. So feel free to ask, and we will visit those questions at the end. Okay, so without further ado, let me quickly start because we have a lot to cover. First, we will start with the new features that we've introduced in version 25.2. We will walk through 5 major changes and 2 smaller ones. We have prepared some small videos also that demonstrate the first 5 changes. So first, I will just give you a brief introduction, and then I'll show you how these features work. The first one is the new support for streaming of audio and video using the browser's media API through Webswing. So that means you can get the microphone and webcam capture streamed to your application, and then use these data within your application to whatever you need. Okay, so let me show you the quick video demonstration that demonstrates this functionality. We have a small demo included in our Webswing demo. That's part of the distribution, so you can try it out yourself. And in the audio video section, you can select a recording through the web camera of your browser's device. And as you can see, Branislav in his nice yellow orange T-shirt. The video capture is stored on the server, and you can download the capture to your browser back from the sorry for that. Back from the application. The next feature is the JMeter plugin that we've introduced in this release. It's the MVP version, so it's the minimum viable product for JMeter testing. We have been receiving many questions about how to effectively test your applications inside Webswing, how to load test them to verify they're acting correctly under load. And the best approach for this is to use the JMeter, which is like an industry standard for this purpose. And the main advantage of using JMeter is that you don't need to have a full-blown browser to create the test case, because JMeter will only create a web connection, WebSocket connection to Webswing and simulate the browser on the level of API. That means it will save resources and you can test many sessions on a limited hardware with limited hardware requirements. So here's a short demo of how that works. So we have Webswing running in the background, and we will start the JMeter. The Webswing plugin is already installed here, and we also provide a small example, a test that you can find in the test tool distribution. First thing you do is set up the URL to connect, and then you can set up the test case using regular clicks, keyboard inputs, and validations of components. We have this query language where you can define which component to look for and which component to interact with. And once you've started the demo, once you've started the test, you can inspect it in your Webswing admin console using the mirror view that the test is actually executing and being driven by the JMeter test runner. As you can see now, the test is being executed, and as soon as it finishes, you will be able to inspect also the logs on the JMeter side. So in the JMeter, you can see that every step has been successfully executed, and the test is done. You can easily scale this up by just simply increasing the number of threads to run simultaneously. So you can easily run 100 sessions using this test case. The third feature that we wanted to show you is the linked view for browser. That's a new session mode we've introduced. If you have been on our previous webinars, we have been talking about the link view previously. Link view is essentially something like an undock, so you can connect multiple browser windows to the same Webswing instance. And this session mode essentially allows you to do this automatically. So if you, let's say, first log into Webswing, your session is started. And if you open a new browser tab or a browser window within the same browser, and you visit the same Webswing URL, you will not get the same session. You will get a new window that is connected to the same session. So you will essentially have two browser screens connected to the same Webswing instance. And in this short video, we'll show you what it's useful for. So first of all, we select the link view for browser session mode in the admin console, we confirm it, and then we start a new session. This is essentially useful if you have, for example, multiple screens and you want to share browsers or share windows across multiple screens. So when the application starts, you can see that the instance is, the ID of the instance was ending with 463. And when we opened a new browser tab, the 463 ending of the instance is the same in both tabs. And here we have an API on both sides in JavaScript and Java, where you can define which windows should be rendered on which browser screen or which browser tab. And here we have moved window number one to the second tab. So as you can see, both tabs are connected and both tabs display a window. What you can also do is define a listener in your Java application that will be triggered on a new when a new tab is connected. And in this listener, you can decide what window you want to display. You can decide this, for example, based on the URL. But in this simple example, we are just opening a new window if you connect to the same instance. So as long as you connect it to the same instance, there is a new window opened in this tab. But so this can be useful, for example, if you have multiple use cases in Webswing and you want to share the same JVM, so preserve some resources on the server side and use both use cases in the same JVM while they are displaying in a different browser tab. Okay, next feature is the upload and download of directories. So up until now, we have only supported the upload and download of files or integration with the JFile chooser. If you had directories, there was a very simple fallback where it always selected the upload directory. But now you can enable the upload and download of directories out of the box. So this feature is behind the advanced flag, so it's not enabled by default. So if you have a use case where you want to allow your users to upload or download directories, you need to enable this in the advanced settings of your application in the Webswing configuration. So here in this example, we are enabling both. And once we start the application and go to the files demo, we'll show you that if the file chooser that you open in your application has the ability to select directories, you will get this new button in the integration where you can upload folders. So when you upload folder, the whole subdirectories of this folder will be uploaded to the Websync server, and the application will be able to work with them. And also the same applies if you're downloading a folder. The folder is zipped by Webswing and downloaded as a zip. Okay, this also works if you have a transparent options allowed. So if you don't want to see the JFile choosers while interacting with the with the files, you can enable these two options, and you will see that here you only get the HTML dialog where you have now a new button to upload a folder. This works exactly the same way. You upload the whole folder structure, and then you download the zip as the folder from the server. Okay, that concludes the folder support. Next one is the variable substitutor validation. So as you might be aware, Webswing provides an ability to define variables in the configuration. And this configuration, some of the variables are supplied for unsecured sources, for example, from the browser. And this applies for the custom arguments that are sent from the browser. And these custom arguments can be used in the configuration to start your application. But because they are supplied from the browser, they are inherently unsecure or unsafe. So you might want to validate them before you pass it into the application startup. And this is what the validators for the variables are used for. So first of all, you can define the validators in the Webswing settings. Here we have the Webswing args validator, which defines regex, which only allows numbers. And then in the configuration, we can add a main argument where we defined we want to use a custom argument, but we want to validate it. So we add a colon tilde, and here we can define the key of that system property that we defined in the properties file, and that will be used as the validator. So first, now we tried to start the application, but we haven't supplied any arguments. That's why the application has failed to start. Now, if we supply a valid argument, for example, 1 to 3, the application starts successfully. If we try another valid argument, for example, 0, again, the application starts successfully. But if we try to supply an invalid variable argument, for example, some letters, the application will fail to start because it doesn't validate correctly. And in the logs, you will be able to see that the validation has failed because the replacing the variable was not valid because it doesn't fit the regex supplied. Okay, next smaller feature that we've added is the API to lock and unlock listeners in Webswing API. If you're not ever, we've added this feature a couple releases back where you are able to define a session timeout, and an action for session timeout can be a lock. Lock means that the users will have the application will keep running even after the interaction is timed out. So if the user leaves for a couple of minutes, the application will get locked. The application will still keep running in the background, but the user cannot use it until until the user logs in again. But up until now, we didn't have a way to tell the application that Webswing has locked this session. So this is what this is used for. So Webswing will, with using this listener, Webswing will tell the application that it was locked or unlocked. And this can be used, for example, to hide any sensitive information in the application in case the user has left for a while. And the last feature I wanted to let you know about is the redirection of session logs to log4j. This is like a small improvement where before the application classes or the Java application that's running in Webswing and Webswing classes that establish the connection with the Webswing server are running in the instance API, instance JVM, and they both use the system out to produce logs or to write logs. But this was problematic because if you wanted to, for example, redirect the application logs to a different file, it was still mixed with the Webswing based logs. So we have circumvented the system out, and we are writing the logs directly to log4j. So in case you want to isolate your application logs to a separate file, you can easily redirect the system out to a different file without affecting the Webswing functionality. Yeah, I think that's all from my side. Again, if you have any questions regarding the new features, please feel free to ask them in the questions section. And now I think it's Branislav's turn to show you more about the Oracle Forms feature that we've added.
Thank you very much, Victor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victor, for the overview. I will now tell you about our latest addition to the desktop technologies supported by Webswing. Oracle Forms has a client-server architecture. On client side, we have Java GUI, which is basically based on AWT, so it's similar to Swing. On server side, we have WebLogic web server, which handles client deployment, configuration, and communication with the client. And in backend is, of course, Oracle database. The UI logic is event-driven and is written in PLSQL. You can define basic controls like buttons, text fields, or selects, together with graphics like frames or other shapes, and everything is laid out on a canvas. From the database, you can use the data to map to tables and views using what is called a data block. Controls can then directly manipulate the data and use and manipulate the data from the database. So about distribution, the client application is distributed and updated and also launched using FSAL, which is a Forms standalone launcher. Java applet is no more, it's deprecated. In addition, Oracle Forms applications often use WebUtil library. This is used for client-side features like file handling, clipboard, or OLE. Okay, with the usage of Oracle Forms, we identified some gaps that hopefully Websync can fill and help Oracle Forms applications become a more modern solution. So Oracle Forms applications are basically no longer natively portable to browser. This is because applets are unsupported since the year 2017. It is now almost impossible to run applets securely in browser. You cannot also embed Oracle Forms application as a part of another modern web application. It is not accessible with mobile and touch-enabled devices. It is quite hard to enhance your Oracle Forms application with some new progressive features in such legacy application. So there is also no clear migration path to current modern web frameworks like Angular or React. And also there's no clear migration path to Oracle Apex, which is a recommended solution from Oracle. The current version of Oracle Forms is 14, and this is supported by Oracle until 2032. But the support roadmap after that is not really certain. Oracle Forms applications are also missing a serious tool for testing. So in this diagram, you can see the deployment of our Oracle Forms application. On the client side, we have the desktop client running using the standalone launcher, which is connected to the server using HTTP protocol. On the server side, we have Oracle Fusion middleware with, let me hide this, Oracle Fusion, Oracle Fusion middleware with WebLogic server, which handles requests from the client application using the form servlets. And before, in front of the WebLogic server, there is also Oracle HTTP server from Apache. So how does WebSync fit into this deployment? On the client side, we can use only a browser, which connects to WebSync server using WebSocket protocol. On the server side, there is still Oracle Fusion middleware, and WebSync server can run side by side, or WebSync server can run on a different server. That's also possible. Where WebSync server is running, it starts a desktop client, and this desktop client connects to WebSync server over WebSocket, and desktop clients connects normally as previous with form servlet. So let's see it in action. I have some live demo prepared for you. So first I will show you how to start the desktop application using fcell. So here I have this fcell jar. I have this bat file, which uses this URL to connect to the form servlet with my demo application. So when I start it, it will start this forms application. So this is our forms demo application. We have some tabs with controls to show which controls are available. And now we will try to configure this very same application using Webswing. So let's see how quickly we can do that. So I have here downloaded the distribution from our web page. I will extract it and I will just start the server. It should open browser. Yes. So here we see some pre-installed application and also this quick start button. So we can use this wizard to quickly set up any kind of application. And we can also try to set up Oracle Forms. So we will choose our application to be Oracle Forms. What we need first to provide the Forms application URL. So this is the URL that we have seen in the fcell starter. So let's just copy it, paste it here. Now we choose the version of our Forms application, which is 14.1.2. We have some Java installation here, so that's fine. And we will just put the name Forms demo here. So now I will click this button. It will set up my application and hopefully we will see it running. Okay, application is ready. Let's open the application. Nice, yeah. So it was pretty fast, I think under 1 minute. So this is the same application. You can compare it with the desktop application. It's the same application running in browser. So we have the same controls and everything. Okay, then I can show you also the configuration in our admin console. So basically it's the same as any other kind of application. What's different here is this launcher type, which is Oracle Forms. And you can see everything is already configured using the wizard. These are the forms parameters downloaded from the form servlet. And if anything changes on your forms server, you updated your configuration, there's a button right here, which you can use to, again, download the configuration and reconfigure, update the configuration in Webswing. And it will just download the new jars. It will update the forms parameters. So this way you can update if you have new version. Okay, for the next demo, I will go here to our prototype server where we have this demo running. And what's very important with the desktop application running in browser is to be able to support the desktop integration, mainly the clipboard and file handling. So let's see if clipboard is working fine. So I will copy this string. Yeah, so copy and paste works from application. Let's try the other way around. Yes, so it was also copied back. So the next thing we will try is file handling. So since the application is running on server, we first have to upload the file to the server, and then we need to once again upload it to the application server. But if the application server and WebSync server are on the same server, that's quite fast. With Oracle Forms application, you have two options. You can upload the file to application server file system, or you can upload directly to database. So first we will try to upload to application server. We will choose this image, for example. Okay, now it's being uploaded. In this example, we have WebSync server running on prototype server, and Oracle Forms server is a different server, so it's uploaded twice. So now we see that it's uploaded in this folder, in this location, and we can download it back to our browser. Yes, so we can save it. Yes, and it was downloaded. So now let's try to upload the file directly to a database table. We will use PDF file this time. Okay, so it was successfully uploaded to database table, this one. And now when I download the file, since it is a PDF, it will automatically open in a new tab. Okay. Nice. So for the last demo, I will show you how you can modernize your Oracle Forms application with Webswing. So some of you already know HTML panel from Swing or JavaFX applications. We can also support HTML panel in Oracle Forms applications. Here you can see that we have enhanced this application with a map. So this map is really not running in the Oracle Forms application on the server. This map is only injected in the browser by JavaScript. So if you look at this, this is all a canvas. So it's just an image, but this map is actually an iframe which includes a div with the map. So inside this HTML panel, you can basically include any kind of content you want. And what is great, we also have this JS Link Direct API, which creates a communication channel between JavaScript or the web component and the PL/SQL or the component in Oracle Forms. So I have these Oracle Forms buttons, and when I click it, it will just navigate the map somewhere else. And you can also see that when I move the map, it will update this longitude, latitude in Forms application. Okay, what else can we show in the HTML panel? You can also embed video, for example, of our previous webinar. You can also include any custom page and have some custom JavaScript inside. And what's also great, you can include any other modern web application, like for example here Apex. And you can just extend your application with some other use cases. Also, this works also the other way. So you can have an Apex application like this, and you can have a Forms application inside. So you can have an iframe and load WebSync with Oracle Forms application inside that iframe. And this way, if you are trying to build towards a new modern application, and for example you want to use the same backend, like the same database, you can move directly to Apex, include this your Oracle Forms application, and step by step migrate parts of your old application and create tabs in your Apex here. So for example, you have this employee tab here, and you can migrate it to Apex if you migrate it to Apex, then you can just hide this tab in your Oracle Forms application, and you can just gradually migrate everything. And when you're done, you can get rid of the Oracle Forms app. You can also get rid of Websync probably. So yeah, this is an example of the tab migrated to Apex. Next use for HTML panel can be, for example, reports. So here we have a table with some data, and we have visualized the table here in a HTML panel visualized by a JavaScript chart. So here you can see, for example, we have in shipping, we have 49 people. And the data source for the chart is this table. So if we change the department of these people and we commit it, it will just change. So now it's 52, you see. So this way you can actually communicate also with the data. And you can also use Oracle reports to create a report from such data, and it will automatically download since it is a PDF. Okay. The last thing I will show you is component migration. Some of you have already maybe heard of it. So with component migration, what you can do is to kind of migrate a component to a web component. You can basically define only the rendering part that comes in the browser, and in the backend it still stays the same. So if we take a look at the desktop application and we go to the migration tab, you can see that both on the left side and on the right side, these are forms components. And in our Websync application, these on the right side are migrated to a web component. So this is a native HTML button instead of just a canvas like here. So it's not. So you can override the rendering part. And what's nice about web components is that you can use CSS, and you can basically style it whatever you want, and you can also change how a button looks like. You can also change what a button is, so you can make a button something else. And this way you can just make a theme, change the primary color, and do some nice things. So I think that's all from me from the demos. Let's get back to the presentation. Okay, so with Oracle Forms running with Websync, we also have some limitations. We support Oracle Forms versions 14.1.2 and 12.2.1.19. These are the versions that also Oracle currently supports. We support versions of Java 8, 11, 17, and 21, and we will support Java 25 in the next major version coming in April. Applications running with WebSync is as any other web application limited by Browser Security Sandbox, which includes CORS, CSP, cookies, and others. Since we run in a browser, we have limited access to file system, network, drivers, registry, and so on. And because of this, also the usage of WebUtil is quite limited. Regarding testability, we can also bring some improvement. You can use our simple test tool for creating manual and automated testing. For advanced load testing, you can use our new JMeter plugin. But if you want to have a professional test tool, take a look at QFTest, which is a fully featured tool that supports a wide range of technologies. Okay, back to you, Victor. tell us something about what's coming up.
Thank you, Branislav. It's a great demo. All right, so what's next? As our release plan suggests or requires or demands, we will be adding Java 25 support in the upcoming release 26.1. Then we are looking at the freezing or sleeping browser tabs. This is quite a new feature in browsers, that they are able to completely offload or terminate any timers that are running in the tabs that are not focused or not in use. And with Webswing, because we have an active WebSocket connection, we need to improve the handling of this to not overload a tab that is in this sleeping phase or sleeping state. Otherwise, we can keep sending the updates to a tab that is not actually processing them. And when this tab is actually focused, it needs to process all these messages in quick succession, which there's a small delay when you focus this frozen tab. So this is improvement that we are working on. Then we want to improve the way that JavaFX graphics are painting to the browser. Currently, they use the same graphics integration as Swing. So and JavaFX has some advanced features like shadows and blurs and stuff like that is not supported out of the box, or not. It's not as efficient in Webswing, so that we want to improve that. The next one is about testing. The JMeter that we have released is very useful, and it's a great start, but we need to improve the way how we can define the tests. Currently, the tests need to be defined manually, and you need to use a JSON query language to identify the components that you want to assert or interact with. And it would be easier to just do the recording using point and click approach, like we use in the Webswing test tool. So what we're looking at is how we can improve, or how we can import tests from the Webswing test tool into JMeter, so the tests can be very easily maintained and updated and created. And also, we want to release an official Cypress support for testing Webswing and Selenium. We already use the Cypress support internally for our unit tests, but we want to also allow this option for our customers if they're already using these frameworks.